All right, we are live. Oh my God, we are live. So live. I forgot to call up Facebook so I could share. But hey, we are live, and we have a special guest friend of the show, Jess Paul. She's been here so many times we lost count. She's coming in live from LA. She's our YouTube correspondent.
Hey, Jess.
YouTube correspondent on the streets, literally the streets of Los Angeles. Like literally, I'm in the heart of Hollywood right now. I am like a couple blocks from Michael Jackson's star.
Wow, very cool.
That is amazing. We're so glad to have you back on the show.
Add some glamour.
Add some glamour.
Always happy to be here, guys.
Add some class to the show. The what do we got? We got to do the theme song. Don't want to forget to do that. Can you read it, Jess? Can you read it? You think?
We're gonna. I bet I can. All right. You ready? We do this a cappella, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And if you don't have a band with you, you can do a cappella.
Let me. I mean, honestly.
I mean, you could probably find. If I gave you 2 minutes, you could probably find one.
Pretty quickly.
Probably.
Pretty quickly. All right. Here's the story of some lonely fellows who spend way too much time watching the TV. All of them have jokes and friends. Well, not really. Just between you and me.
All right, that was fabulous. All right, let's let Bob take over.
They made a live show out of their hobby. Every TV watcher's TV watching dream. Jeff, Ron, Sal, and Bob, and Jess, and there's Marcy, who's not here tonight. They call it Crossing Streams.
And then one day they went live on all the platforms. You could hear the people laugh and shout and scream. Still can't find another word that rhymes with platform. But man, we cross the streams. All together. We cross the streams. We cross the streams. That's the way to do it.
We cross the streams.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm here like all day.
Nice. So what are the street people saying as they go by you? Like, what are you doing?
Points. I mean, I should have put a hat down or something. I should have brought a hat, but my busking is not fruitful tonight.
If you had done that, it would be possible that you would have made more in this show than we would have made in 127 shows. This is our 127th show, by the way. We have 126 hours of streaming, soon to be 127 hours of streaming suggestions, just sitting there on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that, and you can hang out with us there and here live. All right, we got who we got here? We got Devin. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Devin.
We got Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
Mr. Chacon.
Yeah, we got Lee.
Nice to see you, Lee.
All right. And we got whatever's flying around Jess's head.
I have a feeling like it's now like dinner. So these streets might be packed. If you guys want me to do like interviews, like spontaneous, let's talk to people on the streets of LA. I mean, let's not waste that opportunity.
We could do that. It reminds me of, we were in London earlier this year, and we're walking through this park, and all of a sudden we get assaulted by this guy. High five! And he's holding up his phone. He's like, high five! And like scared the living crap out of me. Yeah. I think one of my kids went, And sure enough, my wife.
Baron Cohen?
No. But sure enough, my wife found it on TikTok. It was part of a whole montage of people that this guy assaults his thing. It's his thing. He assaults people, and well, he didn't hit us or anything, but
Gotcha.
But when people run up to you, because like when we went over to London, like my daughter kept saying, you got to hold on to your phone. They steal phones like crazy over there. You got to hold on to everything. It's just not. I don't know if it's true or not. But that was what we were told. So when someone comes up and just starts screaming at you, it's kind of unnerving. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
I watch sometimes you'll see these Billy Eichner things, right? And he is the most annoying person on the planet. I thought if he ever came up and shoved that microphone in his face, I'd just level him. He's just like so bad. Just calm down, dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but he was a national treasure on Parks and Recreation, I will say.
Oh,
he was. I
never watched the show, so I don't know.
Oh, you got to watch Parks and Recreation.
I watched the pilot.
Well, here's the thing. Parks and Rec, the first 6 episodes are a little rough. Yeah, even the cast will say you got to start
6 episodes before it gets good.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I talked to Jim O'Hare about it. Name drop. He is one of the stars of the show. And what happened was they filmed all 6 at once. So they didn't have time to. A lot of times when you are filming as you go, you can make adjustments if you need to make adjustments. Yes. This was in the can.
And so, really test the audiences. I mean, that's a major part of the success of a show is to at least put the pilot out there and see what the response is.
Right. So the
TV works.
Yeah. So that's why season 1 is there are. Hey, Aaron, what's up, buddy? There's some real classic things that happen in that first season, so you need to watch it. There's some, clips
they'll
on
probably reference.
Right, but overall, you need to. It's best to start with probably season 2. All right, we got Jerry's requesting ask at least 2 random strangers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll go. All right. Well, let's get into some of the stuff, and then we can actually weave it in if we can weave it in. All right. So what do we got? Last week we talked about Gotham, and we had one of the guest stars of Gotham, with us, and we had talked about Sex and the City, G.I. Joe, and kind of a mid-season Ahsoka Tano. Please, no one write in. And then today, what are we doing? Why can't I find anything? Oh my God, it disappeared. Oh, there it is. I see it. So we're going to talk about You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, the new Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, The Relaxing Town, the YouTube channel with Jess, and Jules, a movie that Bob's going to cover. So how you feeling? You want to go first, Jess? You want to see if we can find anyone? Is anyone on the streets there?
No, I'll stop somebody when they come down. But The Relaxing Town. Okay, so I'm going to break the mold a little bit, you guys. I know that we always talk about narrative, sometimes documentary things on here. But, well, I guess YouTube really is its own thing. It could be anything that a creator thinks of. Well, The Relaxing Town is basically my escape from everything, including movies and TVs. And TV. So when I literally want to shut off my brain, like shut it off, I can't sit in silence. I don't understand that. It doesn't help me. It only makes me wonder what I'm doing with my time. But I need to just level out. I put on The Relaxing Town. And what it is, and this is basically an entire genre. I picked The Relaxing Town because it seems to have a pretty specific identity, but it is somebody making false interiors and exteriors, and basically you're sitting in just 8 hours of rain. It's just rain. It's rain with a pretty background. It's interactive. It makes you feel like you're there. So not a narrative, but man, it makes it literally. I picked it right now for this episode because it's now autumn time, and the only way that I ever discovered this entire genre of YouTube channels is that I was doing the other thing that brings me peace in this world, and that is that I was listening to. No, I was scrolling on Tumblr photos of autumn because it makes me feel calm. It makes me feel at peace. And so I saw like this video, which is a background of like leaves falling in a forest. And that's all the video was. It just ran either silently with rain in the background. And I'm like, it's basically ASMR for the pumpkin spice bitch in your life. Like that's what it is. Like that's
for the pumpkin spice bitch in your life.
Yes, proudly pumpkin spice bitch right here.
That's fine.
I'm the 6th Spice Girl. A pumpkin spice bitch. So yeah. So if you guys want to just literally turn off your brain, but you can't do it by yourself, and you'd like some pretty imagery to accompany it, is the sequel or the prequel to? But honestly,
prequel.
It would be a prequel. Yeah, it was peaceful.
That's fine. All right. Well, we'll have to check. We'll have to check that out. We'll have to check it out. All right.
Yeah, I need to relax.
I know.
Sometimes we're too stimulated. Sometimes we need a break.
I hear you.
From our entertainment.
Oh, I forgot to put that up. We're
discussing the relaxing time. Now, I can download this, Jess?
No, it's a YouTube video. Runs for 8 hours.
Say
all
again?
different kinds of. It's a YouTube video. Runs for 8 hours. Yeah, it's literally all different kinds of interiors, exteriors, beautiful homes, beautiful cabins. Like you're basically going into a fantasy world and pretending that you're there, and you're just existing. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
All right.
Either that or an edible. I don't know.
Well, sometimes I'm on an edible when I'm listening to them, so it's definitely part of the experience.
Definitely sounds like you could combine both of those things. All right. Well, thank you, Jess Paul.
You're welcome.
We're gonna move on. I'll go, and then you can close out the show, Bob. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk about you are so not invited to my bat mitzvah. Now, have you guys seen this? This is no. Obviously, Jess has been watching Raindrops Against Foes.
Yes.
I've heard it's been getting, that's his Sandler's highest rated movie in years.
It has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
And it has a 64% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Now that's weird. The critics are ranking it higher than the audience. That's 180 degrees from most Sandler movies, isn't it?
Interesting.
Yes, it is. Now, I will say that, okay, so what this movie is. This is a coming-of-age comedy. It's basically, it's set in, I think it's L.A. We couldn't figure, my wife said it was L.A. It could have been New York. I don't know. Here's the problem with, so you're not invited to my bat mitzvah. Now, it's the problem and the thing I enjoyed about it. My wife did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. But Jess, I'm just gonna put you on mute if you want to. Do you want to mute just so I can? I think there's cars driving by, just making some weird noise. So what this movie is Adam Sandler's Jewish, and and just like any great person of faith, he embraces that Jewishness. And this film is obviously a very Jewish film. You can tell by the title. If you don't know what a bat mitzvah is or a bar mitzvah when a Jewish girl or boy turns 13, that's when they become an adult. And they have a service and a party, and you invite your friends, and it's a whole shebang. You read from the Torah. You study for months. You prepare for it, and so it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And so here's the thing about what I loved about the movie, which is exactly what my wife made her feel uncomfortable about the movie, is that it celebrates every kind of nuance and fun thing that being Jewish is, but it kind of amplifies it. So me watching it as a Jewish person, I enjoyed the references and the calling out, and I could understand that this was a heightened version of Jewish reality where, normal Jewish people don't sit around and go, I'm going to the party, we might share a matzo ball soup. That's not going to happen. That's never happened ever, okay? But we love matzo ball soup, right? And there's just certain aspects of it, and when kind of put together in that way throughout the entire movie, it plays on things that are true but are reinterpreted as stereotypes, like rich Jews having these lavish parties, and sometimes that is true. They do, but I'll also say that there's a lot of rich non-Jews that have lavish parties as well. Stop hyper-focusing. I'm not good at math, but some of my family is, and we're Jewish and white. Okay, so so every stereotype isn't what it is. Everyone is everything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now it made my wife feel uncomfortable. The same things that I just said I was enjoying and found a little Jewish nostalgic, because now if you're not Jewish and you watch this movie, it's it's like creating this stereotype of what it would mean to be Jewish. Then all we think about is being Jewish, and everything reference is a Jewish reference, and everything that about our life. And just like you and probably whatever you are and whatever you do, there's times where that is, in a holiday or something like that, where it is about that. But it's not like you are always that. It's part of you, it's your culture, things like that. But it's not every essence. This movie is kind of a blown up stereotype of every single thing it is about being Jewish, from the beginning of being born to old grandmas sitting at the bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, talking like old Jewish grandmas would or might. But you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or
Yeah.
And so, for that, to me, I can understand my wife's point of view too. So it's like it weighs both ways, Now, let me talk about the movie just for a second, just who's in it and all that. So this is an Adam Sandler movie. He's getting rave reviews, but I will say it's not an Adam Sandler film. It's Adam Sandler. It's a Sandler family film, meaning his entire family's in it. But Adam Sandler, as the father of Ronnie, his daughter in the movie, who happens to be Sadie Sandler, his actual daughter, who's the star of the movie. She's the one having the bat mitzvah. And I got to say, she's amazing. She will be a star. She will be great. And we will see her in other things. And she's extremely talented. And if no one had told you these two people were her daughter, Adam Sandler's daughters, you would have never questioned. There was no question why these people were in this movie. They were good. They were really good. So Adam Sandler, his wife is Idina Menzel, the famous person that John Travolta couldn't say her name, and she sings
his wife in Uncut Gems too.
They were right. That is an excellent piece of trivia. You beat me too. Yes, no, it's fine. It's all good. They were husband and wife then too.
Have you guys seen? So you're not invited to my bat mitzvah, is it? They didn't see it. They haven't seen it.
All right, keep trying.
I will.
So the funny part about it is Adam Sandler's wife is in the movie, but Jackie Sandler, but she doesn't play his wife in the movie. She plays the mom of his daughter's best friend in the movie. Okay. So, but both of Adam Sandler's daughters in the movie, Sunny Sandler and Sadie Sandler, are his daughters in real life as well. So one's a teenager, and one is the one having the bat mitzvah. Now the story circles around. What's up with that? The story circles around Sadie Sandler and her best pal Lydia Katz, played by Samantha Lorraine, and it's a good story. It's about friends that are slightly outgrowing each other. They want to go with maybe the popular kids, and one kind of breaks from the group, and it's that weird dynamic when you're young and you're trying to figure it out, and you're not in the popular group, but you want to be in the popular group, and all of that. So the issue I had with this movie, the main issue I had with this movie is the two main characters, Ronnie, Sadie Sandler, and Lydia, Samantha Lorraine, the best friends, have a massive falling out, right? So that's the drama. And Sadie ruins Lydia's bat mitzvah. How does she ruin the bat mitzvah? She promised to make the video. So there's a video that you make. Theirs is like an intro video. Every bat mitzvah that my daughter had, and the ones that are popular around here, you do like a montage. It's like a 10-minute montage video. But this was sort of like, so this was the equivalent of that. But Sadie's character was it, but they were in a fight. And so she makes this horrible video, like a horrible video of her best friend, right? Making fun of all the old friends, old footage. And so the mom comes over of the friend and says, "Oh, can I have the video?" And then Sadie Sandler's mom, Idina Menzel, says, "Oh yeah, yeah, she said the video would be done. Hang on, let me go on her laptop and I'll just send you the video. And she somehow knows how to search for the video, which that part I would question whether how many adults would know how to use the spotlight search on Apple. But anyway, it seemed like an egregious thing that you would go onto someone else's computer, not know what file is actually a final file, because anyone who's a creator knows there's 50 versions of anything that you like. If you see a file, there was version 1, version 2, version 5, version 100, right? And everything, nothing's done. And so somehow she finds the video and then just sends it to the mom, okay? The other mom. Now keep in mind, they're in this horrible fight because Lydia, of course, can you guess it? Yes, stole the boy that's Ronnie.
I guessed it.
Right, was in love with. The cute Jewish boy. Oh, they all wore Jewish stars. I mean, it was every Jewish thing you could think of. It was just like
they wore Jewish stars, really? Okay,
but all of them, everybody, like giant ones. Like it was like, I mean, I wore Jewish chai or whatever, right? But usually,
like a Flavor Flav cloth.
Not like that. Yeah. Anyway, so that's part one of the 2-part thing that drives the end of the movie, but which really ruined the movie for me, which was. The mom just sends the file. Then one doesn't tell her daughter that she sent the file, right? Which you'd think that would come up. The other mom doesn't mention receiving the file from the friend that hates her daughter at this moment. And lo and behold, flash forward to the bat mitzvah, which easily was a $100,000 bat mitzvah party, and they just blindly play the video. So that was part 2. No way, that video wasn't watched by somebody 100 times before, or just once, really, because that would have stopped it. But you can't do that because then it won't ruin the bat mitzvah, and then you can't create the drama that drives to the end. But those 2 things were so combined, even individually, so unbelievable to me. That I was like, ugh, and that just took me right out of it. But other than that, the ending's good, though, but I don't believe how they got there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she does a real nice gesture and all that kind of stuff, and I won't ruin it if you want to watch it. It is enjoyable. I mean, I don't hate myself for watching it or anything. I did enjoy the movie. I thought it was a cute movie, But
that's a valid criticism. That sounds like screenwriting 101 faux pas of basically forcing like a plot together with no actual trajectory. Well, trajectory, but like no actual like delivery of the items that make any kind of natural sense.
Right. I could even add in that the mom wouldn't have been able to email a file that large. Like, I mean, I know I'm getting a little. In the weeds,
but you're right about that. You're right. She would be told it's too large, then she would have to figure it out.
There were just so many little things that they forced the plot twist in to get to where it needed to go. That's the problem with technology, right? You watch Friends, you watch old Friends episodes, and you're like, the whole "we're on a break" thing is because they didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
You make that show today. You can't. You'd have to figure out how to do that whole thing. Anyway, so that was the main issue I had with it. Adam Sandler was great. He played a great father. People are raving because he wasn't really in it that much. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't his movie. It was his daughter Sadie Sandler's
People were
movie.
raving because he wasn't really in it that much.
No, they were just saying he was great. It's the best Adam Sandler movie. But the reality is, it's really a Sadie Sandler movie, and she is great. Adam Sandler's in it, but it's kind of like a supporting role. I wouldn't call him he's probably like the male star because there's no other one in there. But like, you know what I mean? So it's like, but it's really not his movie. It's his daughter's movie. So, but I will say, I thought she did really great. His kids have been in, his wife has been in lots of other movies and background characters and stuff like that, and various things. So if you looked at their IMDb, it definitely would be there. But this is the first one where it's really their front and center.
So what do you suppose accounts for the disparity between the critics, the rave up in the 90s, and the audience down in the 70s? What do you, is it what you're saying? You're not feeling, it doesn't feel real to you?
You know, I think people think it's, if I just, you know, when I looked at the things really quick, I think they just didn't buy it. You know what I mean? Like, there is a perceived certain level of execution when it's a made for Netflix movie, right? And so, you know, I think people didn't think it was fun or funny, and maybe they weren't Jewish. And I don't mean like, you know, maybe you need to have that bit of nostalgia of watching it to go, oh, that's funny, that's funny, that's funny. But to them, it's like inside reference, inside reference, inside reference, inside reference, right? And so, and I think it's a kind of a distortion of Judaism. I mean, the aspects of it are, you know, like drawn from something, but then kind of, like I said earlier, kind of warped a bit into like this weird thing where all Jews do is be Jewish, or Jewy, or you know, or like, and it's just that's just not really how it is. But you know, I don't know. It just I think it rated higher for an Adam Sandler movie because Adam Sandler movies fall in one of two things. I don't know. I don't consider Uncut Gems an Adam Sandler movie. I consider it a movie he starred.
Great
right?
movie,
right? But it was a movie he was a star of. But it's not Happy Gilmore or you know. It
wasn't anything like that.
It wasn't. You know, it's a Happy Madison film. It's an Adam Sandler movie. So so this is one of those, and of those, it falls on the side of a good movie. You know, as opposed to like Little Nicky or the Hateful Eight or whatever the one he did. Like some of his movies are slightly unwatchable, but
Little Nicky remains unwatchable.
Yeah, but
20 years later.
But then Waterboy is like one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
you know? So
that's great.
Anyway, but
I want to ask you something. Have you done with your? Are you done?
Yeah,
with
go ahead. What's the question?
So this is what I don't. I know that Sandler and a couple other folks are under contract with Netflix to provide content, movies. You know, I mean Chappelle. You know, in the stand-up world. But I don't understand who makes the decision. How is the decision made that movie is going to be a Netflix movie and not a wide release comedy? You know what I mean? Is it something he just did because he was under contract with Netflix, or did they say, we don't think we can rope a big audience as a theater release? We're just going to put it out. I'll never understand that.
I think Adam Sandler specifically has a deal with Netflix.
Say again, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, totally. He can easily have just a deal with Netflix, just like Jeff said. But at the same time, something we've got to realize these days is that these streaming networks, I mean, you have a whole show dedicated to it. It's now kind of the big guy in the room. You know, Netflix is no longer the, you know, last option to sell your movie. Like, it's just having that kind of Netflix release is just as, I mean, it's definitely going to be widespread. So many people are going to see it, and Netflix finds it valuable, so they're probably going to pay big money for it, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, I have no idea what it's like to be a big Hollywood star, but if you're Sandler, you're gonna get a huge chunk of money for that releasing on Netflix. But wouldn't you want it to be a theater release and then go to Netflix, just because that's the way? You know, I don't know. I
think
I don't know if it's that valuable, you know, anymore.
I think until Barbie and Oppenheimer came around, they proved that you can work it. But I mean, with Netflix, it's like, how many things do you watch on any streaming channel that you probably would never have watched if it wasn't there? You know, so you know there's probably a lower bar.
That's a really good point, Jeff. Like I would say that if any other genre of entertainment is switching over to, you know, a streaming platform first, it would be a family drama comedy. I mean, that's not a tentpole like Barbie and Oppenheimer and the Avengers movies. So people, you know, are more likely to sit at home, maybe just throw on You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah and have a nice little popcorn.
Marcy, I feel like Marcy's just saying that to be controversial.
Judd Apatow's daughter's a wave, but I don't know his daughter.
They were in it. They had their thing too. So, all right. So, I mean, if you know, I'm not saying don't watch it, but if you are looking for something, if you want to find every Jewish stereotype there is, feel free to dive into that movie.
And if you want to have 9 heart attacks in a row, rent.
But I do believe Adam
Uncut
Sandler made it as a love letter to being Jewish. I mean, that's what I believe the intent was. But I think it's, you know, I think it can go either way depending on the mood of when you're watching it.
So now we have My Big Fat Greek Funeral coming up, or they should have. I think it's the 3rd wedding movie.
Yeah. I saw one, but we got Jules. You want to talk about Jules?
Jules, yes. For as big and as wide an audience as Adam Sandler's movie just got, Jules is way down the dial, but no less enjoyable. In my lifetime, in my 60 years on the planet, I have seen, when I was a kid, I saw Willy Wonka at least 10 or 12 times. 1971 or 2, whatever it was. Had my mother drive me to the Livonia Mall and gave me $1.25 with my friends, and we saw Willy Wonka like every day for a week and a half, right? And to this, I mean, I watch it probably once a month. It's one of those. It's my movie. It's the Shawshank. It's the Rocky. It's like whatever place it is in the movie. I'm done for the next whatever until the movie's over. But Jules is the second movie, the second movie in my life that I've seen in the theaters twice, because I was so fed up with all of the Barbie, Oppenheimer stuff. Although they were both really great movies, I loved them both. I read about this, and one of the reviewers. In fact, more than one, but one particular reviewer said that it just has this sweet little heart that you want to be involved with, because it's such a strange little movie, but it's intoxicating because it's just a sweet little story that it's completely inconsequential, but it's Ben Kingsley, who I love, the criminally underused Jane Curtin, who is great in this. There's another actress who I'd never seen before, or if I did, she wasn't in a starring role. Her name is Harriet Sansom Harris, if you know who I'm talking about. I don't know. Zoe Winters, who you might know. If you've seen the movie Safety Not Guaranteed, then
I haven't, no.
Okay, that's another one. You got to see that. This movie is just such a... it's like cotton candy. It's there and it's gone, but it stays with you somehow. The whole story is that Ben Kingsley is a widowed guy. It's Pennsylvania, and he's living by rote, for years and years. And it starts off where he's in front of the city council, where he shows up in the movie like 10 different times, complaining about not having a crosswalk on this street and that street, and how he wants to redo the city's slogan. I forget the name of the city, but he says the same thing, and the city council members are just like, "Oh my God, please shut up." And he's just this lovable old curmudgeon, and they don't get into the loss of his wife or anything too much. It's not a religious thing in any way, but you feel this guy because he's not taken seriously. And he's losing his marbles a little bit. His daughter, Zoe Winters, is seeing a slow little slide on his part. He's forgetting things. He's doing shit like putting books in the refrigerator and putting shaving cream in the oven. It's just that he's on the decline, but he's still sharp enough to know what's going on. So obviously you've seen the poster. It's an alien landing on Earth movie, and it's not at all what you might think in terms of it being like an ET for old people. I mean, in a way it is, because he's only there, or I say he, I'm not going to say he or she, this alien Jules crash lands in Ben Kingsley's backyard. So you learn all this in the first 30 seconds of the trailer, but he goes to a city council meeting and tells people he wants to rename this cross. He wants to get another crosswalk. He wants to have a different slogan for the town. And oh, by the way, an alien crash landed in my backyard. And everybody's like, I'm sorry, what? And they took out my azaleas and my bird bath, and then good night. And he walks off. That's how he breaks the news to people. So you kind of know where this is going. The authorities are going to find out. They're going to come after this alien. But in the interim, it's this sweet little gem where Jane Curtin is this sort of, she's just a kind of a loony 70-something. Ben Kingsley is this earnest, sweet old man. This Harriet Sansom Harris kind of steals the show. Like I said, I've never seen her in anything. Zoe Winters is the concerned daughter, blah, blah, blah. But Jade Kwan, if you've ever seen her in anything, she usually is a stunt person, but she's had several roles. She plays Jules. And it's an androgynous alien. You have no idea, male, female. It doesn't even matter. It's just a sweet kind of. Jules never speaks. Jules never smiles. Jules never does anything overtly to say what's going on in Jules's brain. But all of the characters interpret what they see the way they want to see it. So it's got nothing. It's all about how their lives are affected by this little alien showing up, and how they all sort of blossom, intentionally or not. So I don't want to beat the thing to death because the whole point of what I loved about it was that it's a little movie. It's just a little confection. It's a little thing, but I saw it twice because I wanted to see some of the stuff I missed. It's delightful. And there's awesome. There's an ending and there's a second ending. And if you see this movie, I highly recommend it. If you see it, I defy you to tell me which ending is better. So there you go.
All right.
Those kinds of reviews. I mean, the only other movie you saw in theaters twice. Like, are you kidding me?
And yes, because I have more time on my hands now than in another part of my life. But I don't know what it was. It was because the movie made me feel just sort of relaxed and happy, and it was fun. And I wanted to figure out this: how did this slight little nothing of a movie, beat me over the head so much? So I sat and watched it again, and I could watch it right now.
All right.
It's just.
I'm going to check it out. It sounds like a winner.
Yeah, check it out.
It really spoke to you.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it did. I mean, the whole. I mean, you get it. You see what's coming with this alien as they all interact with it, him, she, whatever you want to call this alien, Jules, and they all change. But the alien hasn't done a thing except be the alien, right?
All right. Very cool.
How long ago was this movie made?
Came out in August. That's brand new.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's hitting Netflix, I guess. What would that be? A couple weeks?
All right. Well, everyone check out Jules.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I guess that's it. We're done. We can wrap it up a little early today.
Fun.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we had a live feed from LA, Jess. That was
nice
touch. Welcome to my Los Angeles.
Very nice.
The sun is going down on my city.
Well, thank you, Jess, for joining us. We appreciate you. Bob, say goodnight.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Hey, by the way, you can get this on iTunes.
Now you can get Bob's album
in electronic form.
Catch it, check it out.
Do I have anything? I don't even do YouTube anymore, guys. Just my name. Can you just Google my name?
Don't you make the fake donuts and stuff?
Oh, that's right. I do that. It's Halloween time. It's the big time for all my donuts. So Jess Paul Art, or just Jess Paul, 8 little letters. Just look me up. Just give me some.
Look up Jess. You will not regret it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Jeff Jawaskin. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
And that has been another episode of Crossing the Streams. Join us every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook and YouTube. Follow The Jeff DeWaskin Show on YouTube to be alerted every time we go live with your hosts, Jeff DeWaskin, Ron Lippett, Howard Rosner, Bob Phillips, Sal D'Amelio. We're all in the socials. Follow us, listen to our podcasts, Classic Conversations, and The Sal and Bob Show. Check them all out, and we'll see you next week and every week when we cross more streams right here. See you then.